Hi everyone, this is Julia from Adventure Geek, and this week I'm going to be telling you all about the gear that I'm taking along with some navigation aids and stuff like that for HADRIAN'S wall. Just so you know, this one occasion I'm actually not taking a tent, we're just going to do bed and breakfast. So if you're interested in camping and backpacking gear for that reason, this is not the video for you. But if you are going to do bed and breakfast along the way, then check it out what I'm going to carry with me in 2 weeks time. So this is in September 2020. Yes, 2020. Anyway, if that's of interest to you, let's go. Before I get into what's in my pack, let's talk about navigation. So the app that I use to navigate HADRIAN'S wall, as I have done with other hikes, is one called Hook. It's really reliable, and I love the way that literally you can just press a button, it will tell you when the next cafe is, or where the next pub is, or where the next water source is. You know, you've got water pumps and things like that. It's a really good little app, and I absolutely love it, and it's reliable, which is the main thing. Obviously as well, I'll be using the OS map, so sometimes it doesn't quite give you enough information on Hook, and I might want to know which border I'm on, which side of the hedge or whatever, and then I'll load OS map. So I've bought the map for that region, and at the end of the day as well, I'll also have an OS map in my pack just in case. Right, so that's that. Let's get on now with what's on my pack. I thought the easiest way to show you is to actually explain this, then I'll take my pack off and go dive inside. So I have a lot of gadgets on the outside of my pack, as you can see. The first thing that I've got up here is my Rescue Me PLB. So that's my personal location beacon. I have done a video on that, which you'll find up there. I've got hand sanitizer. You can't go anywhere nowadays without hand sanitizer. And talking of COVID, I just use my buff for a face mask. I do have a spare one in my pack just in case. But majority of the time, that's what I use. I even use that in day to day as well. So working across my sternum strap, I have a little holster, which is great. Usually my phone fits in here, but I'm recording with my phone at the moment. And this is the UltraPod. I really do need to do a video on this because this bit of kit is wicked. You can attach it, it's like a tripod. So obviously your phone fits in there, it's a tripod. But it attaches to trees and anything like that, and that's how I get some of those walk by shots. So this is a great little bit of kit. Bend the bin, again I've done a video on that, so I absolutely love my little bin. And when you're taking wrappers and stuff like that, snacks along the way, I don't like them all in my pockets and in my side pockets of my pack, and I like to keep it all in one place, so it's all in bend the bin, that's what we call him. Got a nice little loop there. Obviously I've got a 500 milliliter soft flask, so I use the Salomon soft flask, so that's one of the things that I do use. So I use that as well as I also use a water filter, which I'll come on to that in a sec. Right, I think that's everything on the outside. Oh no, I do have also a little extra bandana as well, which I just tuck in just inside there. That's really good for blowing my nose, and I know that's gross, but then I wash it out at the end of every evening, and it's like having a hanky, I suppose. And sometimes, you know, if I'm camping, I'll use that to wash out my pot, obviously not with snot on it. Anyway, I digress. So let's crack on and get this pack off, and I'll show you what's inside. Well, first of all, let me just start with the walking boots that I'm going to wear, as I wanted something that was really light. I also needed something that was going to be, because obviously it's British weather, I wanted something that was waterproof, and I found these ones. These are fairly new to Salomon, and they're called cross hikes. So I've only taken them on a 10-mile hike, so I've got a couple of more hikes to do just to make sure that they're definitely right for me. But they are just awesome. I don't know if you can see that. They've got the stone guard there, they've got Gore-Tex, but they're really, really light. They're something like 300 grams or something like that, so I will show you these in a little bit more detail, and I'll perhaps do a video on them when I've got a few more miles on it. I also like the laces. These are the only boots that Salomon do, as in boots, these are mid boots, that have the quick lock laces and the little garage where you can put your put your laces and tuck it away as well, which I really love. I've always been into no tie shoelaces. And I've got some new gaiters. These are sock gaiters, so they're like just little gaiters. I'll put those on and show you what they look like as well. A bit wild, these ones, aren't they? Right, in true transparency, some guy decided that he was going to build his shed, so drilling went on, a bit of banging and hammering, and I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to crack on and do this inside instead. So welcome to my office / dining room. Anyway, what's in my pack? That's what I wanted to talk to you about. So I'm just going to work from this side all the way around, do everything on the outside, and then we're going to dig inside and see what's inside. So the pack is a Salomon. It's called an Outweek 38.6, which basically means 38 plus 6, which means it's a 38 litre pack plus an additional 6 litres with all the pockets and everything that you've got as well. So it's lightweight and it's frameless. I love this pack. Okay, so let's go from this side. So the first thing is in this hip belt is everything that I've got to do with my own body. So things like extra ibuprofen pad tablets. I've got some foot balm as well. I've got some Carmex for my lips, and also got a lovely little multi-tool. This is super light and it replaced quite a few things that I had. So I no longer have a separate knife, I don't have separate scissors, I don't have separate nail clippers, tweezers and a toothpick, because it's all in this little multi-tool. So I really do need to do a video on this because it's quite cool. So that's what's in that side pocket. On the other side, in my other side pocket is all more to do with electronics. So if I just explain what I've got here, obviously I create a lot of videos, so I have a Rode microphone that literally has a lightning cable that sticks into my iPhone, so I take that with me as well. So I'm going to create some videos as we go. Hopefully got better sound. Always got some spare tissues, but if I run out of those, I have my snot rag. I have as well in here just a whistle. For this particular trip also I'm taking about, I think there's 17 of us in total and I'm leading the walk, so it's good to have a bit of a whistle. So that's what I've got in there. Unfortunately I don't have a whistle in the sternum strap as you do with most of my most off sprays, which I did have before. Right, so we've got the side pocket, so a couple of clips here. So the first thing is I have a sit mat, just to keep your bum dry, so that's what I do, or an arse pad as they call it in the States. The second thing I've got is my poles. Now my poles are a little bit different to most trekking poles. They're actually Nordic poles, but I really don't like walking with straps. I don't like my hands being in straps because I think it's a pain to get over stiles. So these are actually built for people with like Parkinson's disease. They're built from Lecky and they're called urban poles. But you've got the weight, which is what you use straps for, but you've got the weight there which you can use the poles for, which is brilliant, and I just like it. The only thing I don't like is I prefer if it was a cork handle, but you know, you can't have everything. So I've got my left and my right poles there from Lecky. So that's the urban poles. Have I got anything else in there? Nothing else in that side. On the other side, if I just unclip that, got my trekking umbrella. I have my Be-Free water filter, so I do carry 500ml in my soft flask, as I've already shown you, but this tops it up with an additional litre, and I can get water out of streams, ponds, anything like that as we go. Can you hear that? Just waiting for the dog to finish having a drink. All done. Okay. So the next thing I've got is 0 electrolytes. So these are filled with like magnesium for replenishment of muscles and things like that as well. I like the citrus flavour. I've tried all sorts. And I heard yesterday that rather than getting them from Amazon or anywhere like that, you can actually get them from the cheapy place called B&M in the UK, and they're dirt cheap, so they're really good. The other ones that I like, these have got a bit of a fizz to them, so a bit like Alka-Seltzer, but the other ones that they do in Decathlon are really, really nice, and they don't taste like that, it just tastes like flavoured water. So they're really good electrolytes to replace those minerals as you go. So that's both side pockets completely empty and both hip belt pockets empty. So this pack also has a front mesh pocket. So this is what this like pregnant looking thing looks like. So I'm just going to undo, just in case you're wondering, that's a shell from the Camino. Just like personalise your shell. Everyone knows that you're a pilgrim then. It's amazing how many conversation you get to have people when they see the shell. Okay, so in the mesh pocket, I'm just going to undo this. Inside here, I just have everything to do with rain, so it's quick access, I know where it all is. So first thing is my Frog Togs rain jacket, super light, I love that bit of kit. And the second thing is I have my gloves. So these are just my standard gloves that you can use when you're actually using a phone or anything like that. So it's got things in the tips there. But then if it gets really, really wet, I learnt this from experience, having good rain mitts to go over the top of these just keeps your hands super warm, and you can't go wrong without those. So rain mitts and Frog Togs, that's everything that I've got in there. Yep, let's do that up. Okay, on the top, so I have here kept in a Ziploc bag. Can't do Hadrian's Wall without having a Hadrian's Wall passport. So basically you go along and various different forts and places like that, pubs, you can get different stamps and you collect the stamps, and it's just a nice memento. But also if you proof this, then you can also get a certificate of achievement, so that's great. I also have a little book, so I take photos, and I've got a little printer, and that sounds geeky, but I print people. I like to collect people that are on the trail, and I do a nice little book, and I print the photos out as I go, so I'll show you that in a sec. What else have I got in here? I use a lot of Leuco tape, so I've got Leuco tape, big roll of that, and I have a power pack. This power pack is the Belkin one, actually does for my Apple Watch at the same time. So that's what I use as a stow on the go. Anything else in there, I don't think. Nope. But inside you also have a lid inside this pack. So I've got some business cards. And I've also got, because I use an awful lot of video and things like that, I've got an additional power pack. This is 25,000 milliamp power pack. So I'll be charging up my stuff as I go on there. And I've got a little plug. These plugs are quite nifty, just for space saving really. It just turns around like that, plugs in, it's got a USB on there. Done and dusted, so don't forget to take your power plug with you, and obviously the relevant cables. That's me done there. Okay, right, I'm going to open up this pack. This is one of the things that I bought this pack for, is because it opens up a bit like a suitcase. So this opens up like that, and you can see everything you've got. Don't you just love that? Oh, that's what I love about the Salomon packs. Okay. I know you probably don't need this, but I go everywhere with my Jetboil, even on day hikes, and I don't like having sandwiches and things like that during the day. So part of my food package is I've got things like pot noodles and ramen and stuff like that I've got in my food pack. So I take a Jetboil with me that's got gas in it and everything else. It's all a one-stop shop. Even it's got the fork and a spoon in there. So I use that, and I like hot coffee in the morning. I don't like having to wait for people, because I'm an early bird. I'm up at 5, so I like to have my coffee nice and early in the morning, so I will do that. The second thing I have is all the food, so I'm going to go through my food separately. So I've got snacks every single day. I'll show you a video of what I've got. Additional to the video that you're seeing now, I've also got some coffee, and I've also got some hot chocolate for the evening, and I've got a couple of breakfast meals as well. So actually that's quite heavy, but that will diminish as the week goes through. I've got a little day pack. This is a Sea to Summit little backpack. It's about 20 litres, but if you're leaving everything in your hotel room, bed and breakfast or whatever, and you want to go down the pub, I'll just chuck that on my back with essentials like wallet, phone, and anything that's valuable really. It goes in this little pack. So I always take this one with me. This is great on the Camino as well, if you're doing a Camino trip. I've got I don't normally take this when I'm hiking with a tent and everything else, but I have got a really nice Sea to Summit, really lightweight wash bag. And the reason I like this is because it has a nice little hook, so you can hook it up in the shower room as well. So in here, I've just got things like toothbrush, toothpaste. I've got a Lush bar soap, that's just to wash my hair. What else have I got in here? And a hairbrush and some ladies things, and that's probably about it. But yeah, really nice, lightweight, and it's waterproof, so that's quite cool. And the other thing I have is, I call this my repair kit. So if you've seen any of my gear videos, you would recognize what's in here, but I will quickly go through what is in here. So I'm just going to chuck these on. So we've got a couple of packets of more painkillers, just in case. I've got some more foot balm, so I keep one always in my side pocket, but then if I need any extra, I've always got some there. Okay, I've got things like athletic tape, because I suffer from shin splints, some more Leuco tape, blister plasters, and also some Rennie, just in case you get an upset stomach. So that's what's in there. I have compression towels, so literally these are great, so just for wiping your face down or whatever. So you literally just put some water on, they expand. I think I've done a video on that. I've got, for emergencies, foot warmers just in case I get cold, and hand warmers because I do not like to be cold. I've got a head torch with the batteries all in, just in case, you never know. If we're going down to the pub and it's getting dark, we want to walk back, it's nice to know that you've got a head torch. So I will put that in my little Sea to Summit bag if we are going out. I suffer with a bad ankle, so I've got an ankle support. Don't get anywhere without Tiger Balm because it's just brilliant for muscles, and I like the smell of it. I have a repair kit for my tent. I don't know why I've got that in there, and for my sleep pad. I have no idea why I've put that in there. It's just always in here, even though I'm not taking any of those items. And I also suffer with sinus, so I've got some Sudafed as well. And that's a waterproof kit. Ta-da! Right, before I get into my other essentials, I just want to show you, I'm going to take as well on this occasion, which I don't normally take, it's only because I'm not taking a tent or anything, got a bit of extra weight I can take, is my boot warmers. So these sort of stick, they plug in, and I can't stand wet feet, so they just plug into my boots, and they're warmed through, and just dry them out overnight. They dry them out slowly, rather than waiting to make sure that the bed and breakfast has newspaper and stuff like that. The worst thing you want to do is put wet socks on in the morning. So yeah, love those. They're my boot warmers. Okay, right, I want to tell you, oh, that's a poop trowel. I want to tell you about this. This is my new like a dry bag, and it's got this little valve on the back which takes all the air out of the dry bag, so it compresses everything down. Really, really cool. So that's good. So let's open this up and I'll show you what I've got. So everything that I don't want to get wet goes inside this dry bag, and it's super thin, but it's super waterproof as well. So as you've noticed, I haven't actually got a rain cover because I don't need it, because anything that is waterproof just goes into here. It needs to be kept dry, goes into here. So I have my journal with my little zip printer, and that prints off those little photos that I was showing you in my book. I have a puffy jacket, or like a down jacket, just to keep me toasty warm. So if it does get cold, and windproof as well, you know, I'll chuck this on. So that's my Trekology jacket. I have just some really lightweight shoes, just to go out to the pub in the evening. Rachel thinks they look like granddad slippers, but they're so comfortable. And when you've been walking all day, you just want to slip something on that feels like slippers, but you can actually go to the pub in as well. And this is a personal thing that I wouldn't recommend everybody take, but I do like to take my own pillow. I don't know why. I like to spray it with lavender stuff, and you don't want to do that when you're in a bed and breakfast, so that's what I like to take, is my own pillow. I have waterproof socks, so these are the Otter ones. I don't know if I'm taking these ones or my sealskin ones, but I've always got waterproof socks. Sure you don't want to see my knickers, but I've got knickers. I've got a little beanie as well, just in case. That's my Snowden beanie. I like to sleep in bed socks, so these are my fluffy bed socks. I have sort of gym jams, but also thermals, and these are like base layers. Nothing too exciting about those. And I have a change of clothes, so I have some more Montane Ineo trekking hiking trousers, so I'll be using those. If it is really cold, what I'll do is I'll put my thermals on underneath these, and then I will be super toasty. Hopefully it won't be that cold. And I have another hiking shirt, so I love these hiking shirts. They just wick away sweat really quickly. So I've got one on here. I'll wear one, but I'll also have a spare one. And then socks is the only things I've got left. So I've got a pair of Bridgedale socks, but I also have a pair of compression socks. And I always take compression socks mainly because at the end of the day, you know, I get shin splints if I'm walking on hard ground. We've got 2 long days of long hard ground where we're just walking and some road walking. So yeah, that's it. I think that's it. Have I done everything? Yeah, that's it. So if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below, and hopefully that helps. I'll put the final weight, I'll weigh it all up for you. I'll put the final weight. There'll be 2 weights actually. So the first weight will be a base weight. So the base weight is how much your pack weighs without food and without water. And then I'll put my food in as well, and I'll show you exactly how much it all weighs, everything all in with it all together. So that's me done. Okie dokie. See you next time. Don't forget, get outside, get inspired, and go take a hike. See you when you can. See you on the trail. Take care. Ta-da. Bye-bye.